Wow, I actually got through a lot more in the month of April than I have in any other month this year. It's been a big month of reading with lots of books, more than usual for me, I feel like. At least for this year. Anyway, that's coming up here on Drew's Book Reviews. Good day, good day, good day. Welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. We are going to talk about what did I read in the month of April. I actually got through quite a few books this month. I managed to read through finish six books in the month of April, which seems to be more than I'm averaging this year, so I'm really feeling good and happy about that. I'm happy I was able to do that, so let's talk about it. Of course, don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button, all that good stuff. And as always, as well, you can join us over on the Dragon's Den Discord. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what I read in the month of April. Again, this is in no particular order as far as what I read. So I Shall Wear Midnight is one of the Tiffany Aching books in the Discworld series. So she is the only witch on the Chalk, servicing this region of Discworld called the Chalk. And the old Baron dies. She has to then take her adventure over to Ankh-Morpork, where the Baron's heir, Roland, is hanging out with his fiancée. But Miss Tiffany Aching is the one that becomes suspected of actually killing the old Baron in the first place. So it starts this whole adventure with all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And in general, good, enjoyable read. Typical and classic Discworld. So, I mean, I Shall Wear Midnight, it's another one of the witches. Tiffany Aching's coming into herself really as a full witch and really getting to the point where she is being one of the best witches she can be. And this is a fun book and a fun read all around. And honestly, when it comes to Discworld, I recommend any Discworld book anywhere because they're so much fun. And I definitely enjoyed I Shall Wear Midnight, as I'm always enjoying all of the Tiffany Aching and Discworld books as it is. So that was one of my reads for this month. One of the other reads that I finished this month was another Discworld book. I actually read two Discworld books in the month of April. And the other one was Snuff. Now, Commander Vimes has to take a vacation. And that in and of itself is absolutely hilarious and funny. So this one has to do more with the goblins, where Commander Vimes goes on vacation and he gets embroiled in this murder mystery when a goblin is murdered. What I really loved about Snuff is that this really seems to focus in on the ideas of prejudice and racism and even slavery, where the goblins are being rounded up and dispatched, being sent on a boat across waters and rivers and lakes and whatnot to some faraway destination against their will, and being rounded up, and essentially slavery. It really kind of feels like the goblins in this book were treated as less than a human being, less than a sentient being worthy of our respect, and nothing but vermin and animals. It really kind of feels like this book is really kind of more about the ludicrousness behind the idea of slavery, that any group of people could actually be less than people. And I really enjoy that take on this and how Terry Pratchett goes about with this, and Vimes saying, no, this isn't right, this is wrong, this is still murder, this is still slavery, this is not right, and justice will be done. And I love how he's taking that approach here in Snuff. I really enjoyed it. This might be one of my favorite ideas in the Discworld that is addressed through Terry Pratchett's writing, in the way in which he addresses it. So it was a really good read, and I definitely recommend that book as well. Just because, I mean, I've yet to read a Discworld book that I don't recommend, honestly. One of the other books that I read in the month of April was Philip Pullman's The Golden Compass. So this is the first book in his Dark Materials series. Now, I've watched the HBO series, and now I have read The Golden Compass. So as I mentioned in the review, which should be linked somewhere in the little recommended videos somewhere up there. Anyway, it should be linked up there. This was my second go around at it, and the second time I've read this book. Well, first time I've read it through. The first time I didn't finish it because, I was all weirded out by demons back in my, holy worship godful days. Anyway, that's a whole nother issue. Anyway, check out my review of The Golden Compass. It was actually the viewer's choice pick for this next 5 reads segment for the books that I read in the month of April. So definitely go check that out. That'll be linked there, or just go back on the channel. It's on the viewer's choice playlist, which I'll try to link up in the cards as well. Anyway, Golden Compass, that was a good read, kind of a division between religiosity and scientific approach and progress, the conflict building there, and I'm looking forward to getting to the next book in this series. One of the other books I finished was A Time of Blood by John Gwynne. I don't really have much to say about John Gwynne's books. I'm enjoying them, but I don't have a lot to say about them, so it's kind of like slightly better than a middle of the pack, I guess the best way to put it. Definitely kind of still has that kind of Viking warrior feel to it and culture. And overall, I'm still enjoying it. We got angels and demons at war with each other, and the ramifications of that, and who's really the good guy and who's really the bad guy. And at this point, I'm not convinced the angels or the demons in this series are good or bad. I think they're just different groups of people, and neither one is inherently better than the other. That's my impression so far. Anyway, Time and Blood, I finished that up. This was the first one I finished in the month of April, like just a couple days in. Anyway, there is that there. One of the other books I finished on my rereads, this was The Shroud of Eternity, Sister of Darkness, The Nikki Chronicles Volume 2. Now, these books are still kind of mid, as the kids say today, mid. So not great. These ones are not terrible, but they're not great. They're kind of mid-range. I'm almost done the Nikki Chronicles, and once I'm done that, I will be done with the Sword of Truth altogether. As I mentioned in my breakup video, it's kind of a slow getting our stuff together and moving apart type deal. But almost done that. It's all right. Shroud of Eternity. The city of Eldacar is now exposed to the world as their shroud is fallen after the events in this book. It's all right. Not great, but all right. And then one of the other ones that I read this month was a story from Science Fiction and Fantasy Classics. So specifically, the one I read here was Looking Backwards. This honestly was nothing more than a socialist manifesto about socialism, and that is really what it was about. And it was kind of like, really? Like, it's a kind of a time travel story in the sense that a guy is hypnotized into a sleep state and he wakes up, in the future, in the year 2000. The whole world has changed and it's a socialist paradise now. And it's a conversation between himself and the people that discovered him about all the merits and wonderfulness of the socialist state. And it really was a socialist manifesto. So politically, can't say that I enjoyed it, but it is what it is. Which leads us to, what am I currently reading? So these are the books that I started maybe at the tail end of April going into May. So the first one I'm reading is Peace Talks by Jim Butcher. In fact, you can see I'm almost done it. I'm most of the way, over halfway through so far. I am so happy to be getting back into the Dresden Files. I love Harry Dresden, one of my favorite wizards of all time. These books are crazy. We got fairy creatures, we got demonic creatures, we got Knights of the Cross and Knights of the Sword and magic powers and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's just whack. Peace Talks. So far, it hasn't been very peaceful in Peace Talks, and I can't wait to get to Battleground after reading this, because, wow. As usual, Harry Dresden, phenomenal. Check it out. If you haven't read the Dresden Files, oh my gosh, you've got to read the Dresden Files. Love this book so far. So good. I can't wait to get on to Battleground after that. And then the other one I'm currently reading is part of my rereads, of course, and that is going to be Sister of Darkness, Nikki Chronicles Volume 3, Siege of Stone. We have General Uhtred's army, Stone Army, waking up to seize the city of Eldacar and what we have to do to deal with that now. That's really what this one's about. I'm just a little bit ways into it on the reread, so not too far. Not much to say on this at this point. It is what it is, I guess. But that's what we have so far. A little bit here in this Siege of Stone, Book 2 of the Nikki Chronicles. So there you have it. That is what I read in the month of April and what I kind of started flowing into May. Let me know down below, how is your month of April going? I hope you had a great month of reading in April. I hope you had some wonderful books. And, let me know down below if you read any of these. What did you think? Join us over on the Dragon's Den Discord. Love to have you here. We could chat all about this. And anyway, I do want to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a great day. And as always, until next time, keep on reading. Bye.